I can just go out and be normal.
Going to college, focusing on his future. Both something this young man says he would be unable to do if it wasn't for the drugs he takes every day.
They've basically stopped the cancer in their tracks.
This Chesterfield College kid has stage 4 melanoma and has since he was 16 years old.
Yeah, and he's been through several treatments to fight the cancer, some of them with difficult side effects.
Yeah. His current combination of drugs has allowed him, though, to live a normal life. As Karen Drew shows us, however, his time on it is limited.
I followed Josh Oleksiak's cancer fight for several years. The 20-year-old is part of a clinical trial that requires him to take 3 different drugs every day. He feels great on them, but the drug company will not be producing one of those drugs. And Josh's family worries what that will mean for him.
Hang out up here sometimes and play music. It's really nice.
Walking on campus at Lansing Community College, Josh Oleksiak is focused on school, studying business management. But he can't help but think what the future will bring.
It's a little scary.
At 16, Josh discovered a mole on his head. It was melanoma. The teenager has fought his cancer with surgeries and several different treatments.
Stage 4 melanoma, which means that it's in your internal organs, and I currently have some spots on my lungs and liver that they're looking at.
Treatments were hard, with side effects too difficult to continue.
It comes a time when you decide quality of life versus treatment, and so we came off of that treatment. From there, that's when this clinical trial was available for him.
Josh has been a part of the clinical trial since October of 2015. Under it, he takes 3 different drugs, 2 that are FDA approved, a 3rd one that's investigational.
To be on what I'm on now is kind of a blessing for me to be able to feel as good as I do right now.
For 9 people in the trial, their tumors did not grow under treatment. It's unclear if it's the investigational drug or the combination of the other 2 that halted tumor growth. But that doesn't matter to Josh's mom.
He's felt the best he's felt since all of this has happened. He is able to go away to school, living life.
They've basically stopped the cancer in their tracks.
But the clinical trial has to stop because the investigational drug is no longer produced by Novartis, and any existing supply expires on April 30th, this Sunday. Patients can still take the 2 FDA-approved drugs, something Josh has already tried.
Being on those 2 pills, the cancer had actually gone to my brain. So wondering with the removal of this pill if that could be a potential to happen again, and that's just something that's in the back of my mind.
Novartis says it discontinued manufacturing the drug due to lack of clinical benefit observed in early studies.
I would tell them that they don't know how big of an impact they're making by removing this pill. Whether it's one person like myself or a million people that are on this trial, what they have shown through scans, through the results of scans, is that this pill is working.
Researchers and doctors, including Josh's doctor at the U of M health system, have been working hard to find a solution for these patients.
It's obviously very, very difficult to think that, something that's benefiting someone would just stop. If I had complete control of that, that wouldn't happen.
I would like to think that if the head of the company or the person or persons committee that made the decision to discontinue this drug, that if you knew the stories, that if you saw my child, that you would think again. If you had a cure for your child, that you would make it even if your child was the only one.
I think that's what honestly is difficult, is because he's been through multiple therapies, and finally something not only seems to be working, but he seems to be tolerating it well.
No matter what happens, Josh remains positive.
To just live every day to the fullest, with a smile on your face, because there's nothing you can do besides treat it, and God's will is God's will.
The good news tonight, since we started asking questions, Novartis says it has found additional limited supply of the drug, which could allow more time to determine an appropriate long-term treatment approach for the patient. SWOG, the agency that conducts these trials, is working to determine how much drug and how long it will last. But again, Novartis says it will not produce any more of the drug because it has not demonstrated efficacy in early clinical trials. I'm Local 4 Defender Karen Drew. Back to you.
Just cannot imagine the epic sense of frustration that the family has got to feel just banging on the castle walls here.
Absolutely, but he's got such a positive attitude, through all of it.
And hopefully this whatever is left over will buy enough time for something else.
Indeed.